guys, how's it going? Caitlin here, and welcome to my kitchen. It is prep day. Who's excited for prep day? We're gonna get like our whole week sorted right now. And if that doesn't excite you, gosh, I don't know what will. What could be better? What could be better? So we're gonna prep some veggies, gonna shred some cheese, and I'm gonna make some rice at the same time. There is going to be rice as a side dish, a possible side dish for one of the recipes and in another one of the recipes. Plus, we just end up using it all the time here anyway, so if I just have it as a side dish in the fridge, then it's ready. And then it's good to go. And then when my kids don't like something else, there's something there. So, I'm going to make the rice in my pressure cooker, just because it's really stinking easy and it's hands off and can't really mess it up. So it's gonna do its prep while I'm doing mine. So I've got rice right there. Water right there. Even makes a difference, but I always like to make sure it's kind of even in there. I think that's probably just like an OCD thing and not like a necessary thing. So just putting the lid on this, turning it down to a setting that's called rice, and then pressing start on it just by holding the button in. So now it's gonna do its thing while I'm doing my thing. So first thing that I'm going to do is the part that always makes me cry. An emotional time of prep day. Gonna chop some onions. So I got 3 onions that I'm prepping for this week. And I think that it calls for 2.5, but I'll just prep 3 and then I have a little bit extra, right? Because this is another thing, if it's prepped, it's going to be used on something. It's either going to be used on late night nachos or eggs or something in the morning. It's always going to be used. So I'm just going to get 3 onions ready to go. By the way, before you get cutting board envy, seeing mine with the pockets, yeah, it's got pockets. I keep one here for the good stuff and one here for the junk stuff. And then these little pockets have lids on them so that I can put them in the fridge. This is my prep board. And it is a must-have for prep day for me because it just makes it exceptionally more convenient. And not only that, it makes my cleanup easier because this thing just goes in the dishwasher. And if I don't have it, I find that I migrate. Like, I don't know if you migrate while you're prepping or not. Maybe you're a little more kitchen composed, but somehow all my stuff will just end up all over the entire island. It will just end up everywhere. But if I have this, it kind of helps me keep my stuff together, if you know what I'm saying. Here's onion number 2. Onion number 3. And all of these onions are going to be prepped the same way, nice and easy, diced. Like, that's pretty much how I'll throw them in anything. All right. Onion number 3. You'll see this right here is one of my other must-haves whenever I'm prepping, and it's my favorite knife. Because it only makes sense that in a kitchen you have a favorite knife, and that is, it's a Santoku knife, and it's guaranteed for life, so I'm allowed to love it for forever. But I like using a Santoku knife versus a chef's knife, and I found out that a Santoku knife is a Japanese chef's knife, and it's just a little smaller, and so I find it suits my hands better than using a big old choppy chef's knife. Maybe not you, but it does for me. This is my food chopper. So you can see I do love it for cutting onions and veggies, great for nuts, that sort of thing as well, but onions, it's kind of a big deal. Although I think it's about due for a sharpen, and that's one thing that you can do with it as well. The blades in it, you can sharpen it, which is kind of nice. Whew. My goodness, it helps with the crying, but it does not get rid of them completely, especially now when there's 3 of these babies. Oh my goodness. Tricks for the onions and the tears, because I've heard one and I've tried it a bunch and I'm not even sure if it works or if it doesn't, even though I've tried it. And that's the theory is that the reason that you cry with onions is like chemical is drawn to liquid. Anyway, since the first liquid it hits is your eyes, that's where it gets you. But if you stick your tongue out, then it won't. Whew. So I'm gonna put a ray on that, my goodness. Sorry for the emotion. Okay, that was a strong one. Whew. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, sorry about that, my goodness. Okay, next, we got a lot of peppers actually this week. So if you want to prep all of your peppers, you could. I am only going to be prepping one of them. And the reason for this is that I've kind of cheated. And I cheated in the fall because I bought about 20 pounds of peppers because they were all on sale. I think it was $1 a pound or less. It was intensely crazy. So we bought about 20 pounds and cut them all into slices after washing them and then froze them. And we're still living off of those peppers now. However, they're all red. So sometimes when it calls for a green pepper or something, I will go out and get one. But the peppers this week are going to be prepped in a couple of different ways. Oh, by the way, everybody cuts a pepper some different kind of way. I put the part where it hangs from-ish on the bottom and then just cut along the natural indent lines that are at the bottom from top to bottom. Just give them a nice cut right there. And then it just kind of peels right off. And that part is off. So you're not really left with much left to clean up. Do you leave your pepper seeds in there or do you take them out? Because I always take them out, but I know I've heard some people use a little for added flavor or something like that. Not sure what camp you fall into. I mean, it can't hurt. Okay, so we're gonna prep it in a few different ways. So one of the peppers is straight up gonna be chopped. It's gonna be chopped up like the onions were, just chopped right up. Then, what is it? 2 of our peppers are gonna be cut more into like chunks. So something closer to that, because they're gonna go in a slow cooker Hawaiian chicken this week. And if you are big on shapes, then you might want to have those shapes be matching kind of your chicken, where you're going to have your chicken cubed, then you could have your peppers cubed, onions diced because they get a little more flavor in there, but it kind of looks prettier. If you don't care if it looks prettier or you want to make it look a different way, you could just chop all of them. And then, so one is going to be chopped, two are going to be like chunked, and 3 would be sliced. So I already have a bunch of sliced ones. I'm going to chop this one, and I will show you this toy. I used this when I was chopping my 1.5 million peppers, and I'll show you. If this was all I used this for every year, it would be 100% worth it. So you take like your pepper or whatever, you throw it in there, just a little rock back and forth, and there, turns it all into slices, right? So pretty handy, especially if you have 20 pounds of peppers that you're trying to process. Also great for like fruit salad. If you throw like some strawberries in there and some, sorry, I get like hair on my arm, it's driving me crazy. Strawberries or banana or whatever, you just put them in there and just do the quick slices and dump it in a bowl. Then you're pretty well solid. Okay, without further ado. So that's all chopped. Now, if I wanted to have my chunks of pepper and throw them in here with this, what I could do, these things come with dividers. So if you're prepping the same thing but just a little different, or something that isn't going to overpower the other, you can just put that divider in there, and then I would be able to have my choppy pepper, and I would be able to have, say, my chunks of pepper both in the same container, right? So kind of neat. Or if I wanted to, since these can be kind of liquidy, I could put this at the bottom, and then it's going to kind of let the liquid drain out of the bottom, and it's not going to be sitting in it. But I didn't think of that beforehand, so she's just going in that way, and that's the way it's going to go. Okay, what do we got next? So we chopped all of our peppers, or maybe just some of our peppers for the week. We got our onions ready. Now, if you're still feeling in the prepping mood, we're gonna do some cheese. So need a cup of cheddar cheese. This is marble. I don't really know much about cheese. I don't eat dairy, but my family does, so I put it in for them. This has a little measurement thing. So I just shred there. If it asks for cheese, I just put in cheese, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, but you know what? They haven't complained yet. So, I mean, there's plenty of complaints, but it's not usually about the cheese. Because it's somehow, if somebody can be prepping meals and not get any complaints, gosh, that's a trick I want to hear about. Join your meal plan. Half kidding. That's breaking pretty bad. There's a little guard thing that comes with this, and apparently I haven't misplaced it for today. So let's just hope I don't grate my hand. I will tell you one thing about this grater. It is sharp. Like, it's not messing around. I might have had this sitting out for a little bit too long before it became part of this. Oops. Oh well. You know what? It's all gonna melt it. It's all going to the same place. I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be about a cup maybe. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna say that's good. So, I am just going to throw this cheese into one of these containers as well. If you wanted to shred up extra cheese, like I said, just to go on anything you're making, maybe you're doing side salads this week, maybe you're doing whatever. If you're in the mode, you have your stuff out, you can grate some extra now, and then you have less dishes to do later. And less dishes is just always a win. Okay. There we go. Give my hand a little wipe there. Well, I might give my prep board a little wipe too. There we go. Feeling all clean and nice and smart. Okay. Bonus points. If you feel like doing any extra stuff, because I mean, you're already primed, you're already in the mode now. I'm going to do up my garlic. So I figured might as well just do up my garlic kind of this week. There's 5 cloves of garlic that it's calling for this week. So if I can chop them up now, then it's done, right? So I'm just cutting off the little hard knobby end. That's, I think, more of a preference thing than a real thing. Once again, I have my quirks. I know them. I acknowledge them. I know they exist. We just live at peace together, me and my quirks. So I'm just going to take my knobby end off. And I'm going to be using the garlic prep tool. It looks like a little mini washing machine. It's kind of cute, but it will mince your garlic. It will slice your garlic. Or there's this little thing that if you have time and patience and the culinary desire, you can actually turn it into a paste by rubbing it across there. But I like the minced. I find it works great in things. It's got slightly less robust flavor than you would get from a garlic press. This thing also comes with a fancy schmancy peeler. There we go. Oh, that one kind of broke a little bit. I guess I just don't know my own strength. But sometimes when the garlic peels, they can be a little, you know, temperamental, sticking on there. This little peeler can kind of help with that. Just kind of rolls around and loosens it up. Some of these massive ones, I find there's just like no help in the world for, but here. Poke all those shavings out of the way. It's all wet from being on my prep board. Here we go. There's peeling off. are still into our homegrown garlic right now, which is rather nice. We're not huge gardeners. Wish I could be a better one, but we're not quite there yet. Maybe someday. Okay. Whew. Garlic all around. All right. Okay, so my pressure cooker says that the rice is done. I'm just going to turn it off and I'm going to release the pressure in there. And my garlic, I'm just going to put it into my cute little washing machine right here and press down, and it's going to come right into the center. Now, some of like the giant garlic, I kind of will slice in two because it's huge, right? So. I wasn't sure what to think about that. Even in half, that one was like a monster. Okay, so there is a little thing on the end right here, just pops off so that all the extra garlic kind of comes with it, which is lovely. And I'm just gonna put that right back in there actually. I'm just gonna add it right back in. Because why not just get the rest of the garlic in there too, right? Now, to keep my garlic good for the week in here, I'm just gonna top it off with a little bit of oil. Now, you could do this in a ramekin of some sort if that's what you're keeping your garlic in. Doesn't need to be in this, but as long as you cover it in some oil, then you should be good for the week. And then you can just take out your garlic as you need it. Saves you having to buy like a jar of minced garlic or something like that. So you have the fresh without having to do the added work throughout the week. So kind of fun. All right, and rice is good and ready, so I'm just gonna, fluff that up a little bit. I'm gonna let that cool, and then that's our prep ready for the week. So if you are like done, pop your stuff in the dishwasher and go on with your day. If you feel like you have some extra like momentum going and you get a kitchen groove, why not use this as a day to go through your fridge and see what's going to be going bad? Because you can take this prep day and you can do kind of out with the old, in with the new, and whatever is left in your fridge that might be gonna go bad for produce, just figure out if you can use it as a side dish or if you can pop it in the freezer, any of those options. And today's a great day to do it, and now's a great time to do it while you're already in the zone. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the recipes this week. We will be chatting. Love and appreciate your feedback always, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.